Hi everybody and welcome to this tutorial in AutoCAD. In this video we are going to learn how to print a project from the layout tabs, and I will teach you also to create a title block, which is this kind of legend where you can add the information of the drawing like the title, the name of the client or the scale. So, during the tutorial I will be explaining first how to set up the page sizes correctly, how to place the drawings from the model and scale them. That's a very important step. At the end, I will teach you also some tips to create a personalized title block for your projects. And we will make it in the layout, because it's the best place to do it. So feel free to use the list of contents that I added in the description of the video. I like them because you can go directly to the part that you want to watch. So, when you are ready, we can start. Now let's learn how to prepare the layout pages to print our projects. By default, 2 layout tabs are included in our file. And by default, they comprise everything that we have in the workspace. Then, it's important to understand what's the size of this paper. So, with the right button, we can go to the Page Setup Manager, and on this window, we choose the Layout tab that we want to edit. For now, I select Layout 1 and click on Modify. So this is the Page Setup Manager, and there are some options to edit here. On the first tab, we can select a printer name, or if we want to convert to a PDF file, we click on this option, DWG to PDF. Below, we choose the paper size. Let's go with ISO Full Bleed A3. Remember, ISO is for the metrical system, the units here are on millimeters. So, Full Bleed is a good option if we just want to convert to a digital format like a PDF. It doesn't come with any margin. However, for printing, it's better to choose the normal ISO. If I click on ISO A3, these margins show up. And then, we shouldn't have anything outside this area. They may not fit on the paper when we print. Editing layout objects. On the page itself, we have a viewport, which is this rectangle here. It shows what is the part of the model space that we want to print. At this moment, we are on the paper mode, as it's indicated on the status bar. We can move the paper, zoom, or draw objects. If we print this layout, this is exactly what will appear on the paper. Then, we can double-click inside the viewport to switch to the model space. You can now see the same controls that we have on the normal workspace. Now pay attention to this. Each time that we zoom in or zoom out, the scale of the drawing changes, as you can see here. However, to set a precise scale, we should click on that arrow and select the scale that we desire. If I don't find the one that I want in this list, I can always click on Custom and create it. For this drawing, I'm going to choose 1/100. Now let's reposition the viewport on the paper. I double-click outside to switch to the paper space. Then I delete this line. With the command move, I put the viewport a bit up. Then by selecting it, I can resize it by clicking on the grips. Let's leave it like this. The next step is creating the title block. This is something I don't need to make on the model workspace, as it's not actually a drawing. I just want to put it in all the layout pages. So I decide to create a special layer for it. I go to the Layer Properties Manager and add a new layer called Titleblock. Now you can draw the title block with legend, project information, and so on. Here you can draw it by following the measurements available on the PDF file, but that's something you can personalize by yourself. Titleblock. First, I'm going to draw the line at the left, which is going to be the boundary. The distance from the right is 60 mm. Here I press F8 to switch to the ortho mode and click on this point. Then we are going to insert text, but this time I'm going to the Annotate tab and click on this icon to access the text style. Here on this window I'm going to create two new styles, but I want them to be annotative. I go to New, choose for the first one Titleblock Big. Then I tick on Annotative, and now in this blank I have to insert a paper text height. That's the real size after printing. It's exactly what you can measure on the paper. I want it to be 3 mm. Then for the second style, I put the name Titleblock Small and the paper text height 2 mm. Then I go to Apply to close this window. To start inserting the text for the legend, I choose the style that I want, Titleblock Big, so my text height is going to be the 3 mm. Then with the command single line text, I go somewhere here, click for the start point, then I just need the rotation angle, which is 0. I draw simply a horizontal line. Then I type the prompt to insert a client name. With the multi-line text now, I insert a box for this corner until more or less here. Here is where I put the client name and the client address. Then I copy all these objects below and change the first text to John and the multi-text here to drafter name. Next, I copy all together and edit them in the same way as it is on the PDF file. The scale and date use the text style Titleblock Small. Then I insert a multi-line text with 2 lines, scale and date. Then I draw a line at a distance of 40 mm to divide this part, and another one here. You can do it with the command offset. Another thing, if you want to add the logo of a company and you have it in your computer as an image file, you can go to the Insert tab, then attach an image, select the image that you want, this one. Then when I insert, I specify the scale factor that I desire. Here I want it as 0.2. Finally, I move the block to the top and insert the text CAD in black. And to change the text height after making the text, I go to the Quick Properties and change the value here. Now I just move a bit to the left and the title block is finished. There was a remaining line here. So we just finished the title block, but before ending this video, I'm going to teach you some very useful tips. How to change the colors of the layers to print. On the Layer Properties Manager, I can change the VP color, which is the viewport color, for each layer. But of course, I need to have the viewport active, otherwise it will not work. Let's change the DLI layer to gray. Then the windows, walls, stairs, I want them to appear in black. I choose this option, white. And why this one? Because this color is white on the model space and it turns automatically black when you go to the paper space. lock the current viewport in this icon to keep the current scale, so I can zoom and move without any issues. It may look like that I am on the paper space, but you can see that it says model here at the status bar and the controls at the top of the viewport. Then I can rename the layout tabs to be easier to recognize them. For example, this one I can name as ground floor A3.
So, before ending, let's see this example because I want to show you a tip. Well, it's something not required, but I think it can be useful. And with that, we can place texts in an accurate position as the title block can look better organized. So, let's go for this. I'm going to draw some support lines with a distance from the border of 2 mm. For that, I'm going to use the command construction line. I switch to the Home tab and I can find it here. So I draw the first line 2 mm from the vertical border, make it vertical. Then I could place another line in the same point, but as I don't want, I press Escape and I enter the command again by typing XL. I enter the command again and then I go to this middle point, drag down and type 2 and press Enter. Now I can simply click on the text and drag it by moving the grip to the intersection. Then I will add another construction line on the other side. And I'm going to extend the text until the intersection. So now what I will do is copying the text to the remaining places, but first I can change the colors of these 3 lines here in the properties just to distinguish them from the title block lines. Using the command copy, specify the base point as this corner and place it in each corner of each blank. At the end, I just need to rename each of them. So, that's all in this video. And if you are interested in learning AutoCAD from the beginning, I have a complete course in AutoCAD as well as another one in Revit in the platform Udemy. If you join it, you will have free access forever. There aren't distraction ads, you can find DWG files and PDFs in some lectures, and I also included full exercises at the end of the course to practice your skills. So you can find the links below in the description, and it's everything for now. See you in the next video.